Could we be underestimating everything? Who knows what we're going to have? I think this could be a brilliant sky this morning. It's hard to know yet what it's going to do, but it's looking promising. We certainly got plenty of canvas for artwork. Oops. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. After 8 days of silent retreat, no live streaming, no social media, here we are again. Welcome everybody, it's good to be back with you all, seeing you all. Croatia, Dublin. Australia. Pennsylvania. New York. Idaho. Look at this sky, people. We're getting a nice gift this morning here. It's really beautiful. I actually didn't know what would happen today because it was just so cloudy. It's cloudy everywhere. Just look at this, people. Look at this. I'll just zoom out again. And now you can see it all. Look at this. So it's just all over, like it's 360 degrees, and if there were more degrees, it's all clouded. But this sky is really becoming something else. I'm wondering where to go. Soter is not helping me. Although she's going there, so let's follow. Quite a lot has changed here, the perspective. Look at all these trees here. The eucalyptus trees can become a danger in the sense that parts can break off and tragedies have happened. And there are lots of them around here, so it's very wise to every so often that you take off dangerous limbs that could fall. And since we're filled with hope for the return of pilgrims, we want to have the safest spot possible for people to visit. So we'll expect new growth on those trees in the near future. Oh, these are pretty nice colors, aren't they? And the wind is helping here as well. I'm just going to walk a little bit fast here to get out down here. Mount Arbel is still here, people. In case anybody was worried. It's all so green. Look at the way this grass grew in the last week. 8-9 days since we were together. Well, I'm not sure if Celine showed you this. Maybe she did. Maybe she was through here. I did not see any of her live streams in the morning. So I hope that was all blessed for you. I'm delighted so many people are here right now. I was filled with the thought this morning, very early, that had not been on my mind at all during the retreat, and it is how we can underestimate everything. Nature, each other, ourselves, and the good Lord Himself. And today's readings are, especially the first reading, is a message of great hope. It's actually not a message that the listeners wanted to hear, but it's incorporated into the biblical story. Can you hear the water? Thank you all for all your greetings, for all your good wishes, for all your prayers. One thing, even though I wasn't on social media, I had your intentions in my prayers. I continue to do that. Well, what's wrong with her leg? The other day was very funny. She had her leg like this going around, and I went over to check it out and just felt her little paws, what do you call that, down below there, and she ran away on all fours. I think she was just looking for affection. Look right now. Isn't that a beautiful gift this morning as we begin our live streams again? What a delightful sky. So this Gentile prophet Balaam is over in Moab. Moab is south of here on the other side of the Jordan, in Jordan today. And there's a lot of history at Moab. This is where they, after 40 years in the desert, people are getting ready to enter the promised land eventually. There's still lots of struggles, difficulties, but it's also a time of hope and expectation in the midst of all the challenges and sufferings. And Balaam has this beautiful image of all the flowers and the gardens and the green running by fresh water. You know, if you have ever traveled to Jordan, in that area, it's very dry, very desert-like. So what a beautiful image of life, a fullness of life. Oh, there's a lady here doing her little thing in the morning. Good morning, Boker Tov. So a fullness of life, the great promise of life. And Balaam gives these, just going to jump up here, guys, so he gives this oracle of hope for God's people. And he was commissioned by an enemy of theirs to give bad news and to curse them. And interestingly, he had this commitment that he would only say what God would want him to say, and to the chagrin of his sponsors, he continued to be a prophet of hope for God's people. Underestimating God, you know? Any of these mountains that he created, the birds, the atoms, the life. Sure, we have no shortage of problems and troubles, but the gift of the unimaginable gifts. Sometimes we have very bad experiences and we measure the future according to them, and it's not the best measure. And then in the psalm we have, Lord, teach us your ways. Lord, teach me your ways. Sometimes maybe we don't want to hear God's ways. It's a problem in... Oh, here's another lady running. Interesting. This is becoming a coveted spot, huh? Boker Tov, good morning.
Good morning.
I didn't expect we'd have this beautiful color this morning. We're still ahead of the sunrise, but we should have a nice sunrise as well. And it mightn't be that far away, actually. I didn't come down here at all during the retreat, so it's good to be back. I did some exercise every morning before the community prayer, but I stayed on our grounds. The retreat was blessed. We had Father Salvador was preaching. He's turned 80 years of age at the end of summer. So much wisdom, so much kindness, so much goodness. Very helpful, delightful, challenging. He had one experience in Brazil. He was on the floor with a pistol to his head. You know, sometimes there are robberies, and it's amazing the experiences he has had in his 80 years. We lost some of the drama of the color, but let's see what's in store, because I think we should be relatively close to, let me see here what time it is. Yeah, we should be relatively close to sunrise. It's probably risen already, but the cloud is impeding our view. So also I want to say that some of you were unaware of the retreat and didn't know. I see that there were some messages. There have been a lot of messages to catch up on, but people were wondering where I was, if I was okay, if I needed special prayer. We always need prayer, so that's always welcome. But despite having mentioned quite a few times on earlier live streams that I was going on retreat, including the very day, and I did a second one that day as well on our hike, and a short one up here on the other end of the Sea of Galilee. We were Let me show you. We were up on one of those hills up there, on the edge of it. Not as far as Svat, but before it. And beautiful hike. It's a stiff hike. And short, sweet, before the rain came. A retreat's a break. It's, none of the social media, no telephone calls, no agendas. Only time for the good Lord, time for prayer, time for reflection. It's a very welcome blessing and a healthy thing to do. And we're thinking on the 19th to add a couple of more hours, like a pre-Christmas retreat for you online. And just need to tighten up the details if you have time to follow some more things on the 19th of December. Today is the 14th, so in 5 days' time. That would be on Saturday, I think, right? So on Saturday evening here, we do some more time. I think that's the best time to do it. We could use the unit of the morning, the live stream of the sunrise as a beginning. And then we could then do a couple more units in the evening. We had this idea a long time ago and didn't really follow on it too much. But some people were tossing this around before, and I think it was published somewhere, but I'm not sure. I have to go back and check all of that because that's a long time ago. It's before I did the retreat. So just chalk in your calendar for I want to bring you down to the water here. Chalk in your calendar that on the 19th we might do something special, okay? It's just interesting here in the bushes. Little trees here at the edge of the water. There's no sign of the sun yet, so we'll just contemplate this diversity here. I was thinking about the retreat that maybe if we started around, maybe just thinking like this at 3 o'clock in the afternoon here on Saturday. So that would be 8 o'clock in the morning in New York. There would still be maybe some time for some of the people in Australia and Hong Kong and Singapore. I don't have to mention South Africa or Alaska or Sweden or Moscow because we're basically on the same line, an hour or two difference with Europe. But for the for Far Asia, the Far East, it would be a challenge when it gets later then. But if we finished around maybe 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, so we could start off with the unit around 3 o'clock, I think. And then we would, here I meet somebody you know, people. And you know, after spiritual exercise, continue praying every day. So he's on his hour of prayer in the morning. Father Juan.
Morning.
Father Juan,
See you after a retreat.
you want to say something? What was the retreat for you, Father Juan?
The retreat for me was a very long period of silence, prayer, meditation. This year I discovered something very nice, very interesting. I want to share it with you. I discovered...
One second, Father. One second. Let me give you the microphone.
Thank you, Father. I'm so sorry I am disturbing the program.
No. We're disturbing your prayer, but
The gospel says, look at the birds. They don't sow, they don't reap, they don't gather in the barns, but my Father feeds them. And this is the period of the migration of birds, as you may know. Very well, Father Raymond shows you very often this. So I tried to learn from the birds,
sorry.
and it was really something. I think that Jesus wanted them to be our teachers. We have to learn from them. That was very interesting for me. I have to trust God much more, and to be very much in His hands. That's it.
Thank you, Father Juan. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Nice to see you this morning. God bless you. Thank you, Father.
So we always have surprises here on our sunrise stroll and chat every day. We don't know what the surprise will be, but that's fine. That's kind of the same message, isn't it? Of Father Juan just now. We're being provided for. So the sun didn't rise for us yet today. Maybe we'll still see something, but we had a new sunrise there with Father Juan. It's funny, the clouds are pretty intense there, so maybe back here we might have a chance to see if there's a perspective. Teach me your ways, O Lord. So I hope to put together the retreat plan today. And then we'll put up a little announcement about it. You could invite friends as well if you want. I presume you can still hear the water. I love the sound of the water here. Yeah, the sun is staying and hiding. Today is the 14th, so we're 1 week away from the winter solstice. So we're in the 2 shortest weeks of the year right now. It's very mild here this morning. We're expecting a lot of rain according to the forecast tomorrow and Wednesday. But let's see, the needle is always changing on the predictions for the rain here. Also, with all the rain we've had and the mild weather, there's a lot of growth. You see a lot of little plants budding, and you wonder if they'll be strong enough when a heavy frost comes, if it does, you know. sometimes an early growth can also be a challenge. But our message today is one of great hope. You know, in a desert area, to see gardens flourishing along running water, this is something else. It fills one with hope and delight. And my prayer for you today is that you will be filled with hope and delight. And because of that powerful sense this morning of underestimating God, underestimating others, you know, there's so much evidence that there's a tremendous, powerful mystery at work in our lives. And so hope is born in you. Learning from the birds, as Father Juan said, great trust. Pretty cloudy, right? But great trust, great hope. Challenges for humanity everywhere. Great trust, great hope. I think this is a good place to sign off this morning. We have this power of the water here. Fresh green growth. May you be blessed, filled with hope, and learn to not underestimate what God is doing in our lives. Today there's an extraordinary saint, John of the Cross. It's amazing. Every baby that's born, the potential, the plan, the hope. Every day we awake again, the good that can be done, filled with hope. The love that can be shown. The forgiveness that can be granted. Let's not underestimate. Let's be generous in our expectations. With everybody. Even with criminals in jail. Because we are all in need of grace and gifts. We can be filled with hope and expectation. The gardens will blossom alongside the running streams. So God bless you. See you later, alligators. Somebody said I should say hello, that you can see me here. God bless you. Goodbye.